And now let's see how to change the string. The original string here is quite thick, the first one, which is good. The second one is not that thick and it makes a weird sound. It's like bow, you know, it's not holding the sound well. And it's too soft for this string as well. So I'm just gonna change it for a thicker string, something like this one. And by the looks of it, the longest one could be 0.45 millimeters or 0.5. I'm going to check it out in a moment. So I have here 0.5 millimeter string and 0.45. Here is a rough sketch, so it's not very professional, but here you can see all the string sizes that are normally recommended for 11 string kokle. This is 10 string kokle, obviously, then we ignore the last one. So here recommended is 0.5 and 0.5. You know, if the first one is 0.45, which we will find out in a moment, then I will put the same here. Yeah, but these two normally are the same thickness, and this is thickness in millimeters, so it's half a millimeter here. In my homepage pcones.com, I also have these diameters in inches, you know, in parts of inches, so it's not too hard to find. So check it out in pcones.com, PIEKUNS.com, without W's. Okay, and normally you would also need 2 pliers for making the loop, to make the loop for the string, and obviously the key with which you can tighten and tune the string. This key should obviously come with kokle normally when you're buying it. Okay, so let's check what width, you know, what diameter string we need here. How I would check the string's width. Obviously, you can go by the chart and see which string should be where, or you can check visually by putting the string next to the old one, or the previous one, or the next one, and see if it's similar. To me, at this point, because the new string here looks clean and nice and white, it looks a bit fatter, but in reality it isn't. Looks like the original string here is actually thicker than the old one, and it looks like it could be even 0.55 millimeters, because this one here is 0.45. This one is 0.5. Obviously I don't have 0.55, and that's okay because we're going to put the next one here. And now this one is too thin, so I'm not even checking with this. I'm just checking with the first one, should be the same diameter. But I'm gonna take the old string off. So as if you are tuning it off, you would just take it here and you would turn it until it is completely loose. Obviously you can save this string. You heard that crack, that comes from the peg being stuck in the hole quite hard, and normally it's nothing bad, but it can be a sign that the peg is cracking or breaking, but you know, you can tell it. And now when it's loose, be careful if you want to use the string again for some purpose, in order to change later for another string. You can keep it, just take it out carefully. Yeah, just bend this little leg here out straight. Be careful not to pierce yourself, because these strings are super sharp and it's nothing too dangerous, but I have pierced my fingers quite a lot, and it's quite annoying when you have to play. So this side is free, yeah, as you can see here, and this side here has a loop, as you probably already know. And what you do here, yeah, is you're just pulling it through. So just pulling it through this loop. I'm doing it all with one hand, so it looks a bit awkward, but in reality it's super easy. So you just pull it through. Yeah. Now here you see the old string. This is the old string, and you can just wrap it up and put it in a nice plastic bag. Like I have some here. You know, you can use these sealable bags and just make sure that nothing sticks out too much, because they're breaking the bags and you can hurt yourself with them. So how do you measure the new string? So basically, usually I check from one end enough space, like let's say maybe 4 centimeters, maybe something like that, enough space to make a loop, just like the ones that you see here, the old ones, and roll up the string here until you get to the peg, and take extra, I would say 15 centimeters, just to be sure, yeah, to roll on. You can take less as well, maybe 10, behind the peg itself. So I would cut here where my fingers are next to the roll. That's where I'm going to use the pliers and just cut the string there. So that's how it's going to be. There we go. When you have finally cut the string that you need, yeah, when you've got it, you just take one end and you kind of want to bend it in half, just about enough to leave for the winding, for the loop. So you will see in a second. So for this I usually have 2 pliers. With one of them I kind of make the ending like this. I'm gonna take here, and be careful not to hurt yourself again with the strings, and kind of push it a little bit like this, so perpendicularly more or less, yeah. And here you can start putting it around, and you need something like 3 or 4 windings at least, otherwise it's going to pull out, just like when you put it around the peg. So when this is getting shorter, this left hand side here, then it's going to start hurting your fingers, so you can take another pliers if you have, yeah. So I have here another pliers. So I just cut off as much as I could here, but remember it's quite sharp. So when you're putting it on the rod, I will show you in a moment, make sure to have the sharp part underneath the rod so it doesn't cut your hand at any point. So here you have the rod, yeah, and just as the rest of the strings, you would put this loop underneath here, yeah? And now the other side of the string, the other end of the string, you're gonna put through this one, yeah? So take it, just like with the thread and the pin, yeah? So you're putting it through, all the way through, yeah, and there it is. As I said before, the better it sits in its position, the easier it's going to be to tune it, and it's going to hold the tuning better. There's a lot of things that affect the tuning, but this is one of them. So as you can see here, this sharp part, yeah, from the string where we cut it off, or where it stays off, is going to be underneath, yeah, so you're not going to cut yourself. So yeah, obviously you can adjust where the string sits a bit later, because at the moment it's not going to stay where it is, but if you can, just push it back, push the loop back against the rod as much as you can here, yeah? Now the other end of the string is going to go in the peg. Let me get the peg. Now this other end goes through here just like before. You put it through the hole. Here we don't have to leave too much of this end through. Some pegs even have 2 holes where you can put this one in, so there's no end out. Yeah, but the normal way usually for making pegs is this one. So you kind of bend it down. If you don't want to hurt yourself, you can use the pliers for this. You kind of have to hold this end while you are winding the string around it. So I would recommend to use the key, okay, the key on the other side, and turn it slowly with the key. Yeah, and remember, if you turn this way and all the rest of the strings are in this way, then you have to turn like this, yeah? So you can press the string against the peg a bit so it stays in its place. And you're kind of turning it around. And remember, you want to keep the string in the same height, the same level as the rest of the strings. It's quite... It takes getting used to it. So once you've changed a few strings, you will kind of understand the idea. So there we go. The string is a little bit higher than the rest of them. Maybe you can see like this. Yeah, it's a little bit higher. So what we do is we kind of let it go a bit again, and we kind of push it down a bit. There we go. And it's more or less in the same level as the next string next to it. Obviously you can pull it open and adjust it a little bit higher or lower. Okay, and that's done. Now you tune the string. Again, if the peg is too loose, you can kind of push it in a bit with this movement in, or if it's too strong, you know, kind of, and you can't turn, you can either give it a nice gentle hit here with some soft item. Well, some soft item, maybe your wooden key. You know, you can give it a gentle hit to get it out a bit, or you can just use the key and kind of try to pull it at the same time. But in this case, we need to have it in. But remember, if you're changing string and you're changing a peg, for some time you will have to tune it a bit more. So try not to change the string or peg before important concerts, because for a few weeks at least, it's gonna take a while for the string to cut into the surface of the wood a bit, because wood is softer than the metal, and also the peg is kind of going that way a little bit because it's where the pull is going. And also here on this end you can see this new shiny string. These winds around the loop, around the string, it's kind of sitting in this place as well. It's kind of pulling a bit. So all these things are kind of affecting the tuning, and for a couple of weeks you might need to tune it. Maybe a week or two, you know, depends how often you play. There you go. If you have any questions about putting on a string, like changing a string or a peg, just let me know in the comment section or private message, and I will try to include, you know, some videos or follow-ups on this subject a bit later. It's taking a while to make these videos, and I'm a family guy, so please do not get offended if I can't respond straight away, but I will try my best to help you with your kokle stuff, you know. Take care, peace, love, bye bye.